After a hot day at Sha Tin on Sunday in terms of the weather and the racing as well, we head to Happy Valley on Wednesday nights for more hot temperatures, I'd imagine, heading into a Wednesday night programme in the city. I'm Andrew Jern. Good to have your company here on Racing to Win. I'm joined by Paul Lally and Mark McNamara. And Mark, good to firm as we stand here, or as I stand here right now, for the show. And the track records and class records were falling like pins on the weekend.
They were smashing them. Hello to you, Andrew, and everybody. They were just a valiant dream, going a super time down the straight, and horses running well inside standard. And with another hot day in Hong Kong today and forecast again tomorrow, I'm sure they're pouring plenty of water onto that track at Happy Valley. But I'd be shocked if it's not good to firm by the time we get to race time still tomorrow night. We
had a couple of decent jackpots on the weekend. Paul, we're going to look forward to on Wednesday night.
Yeah, we've got another couple actually. We've got 2.1 going into the triple trio, so that should get up to over 5 million. And also in the second double trio, there's a 700,000 residue from last time there, so that's the jackpot going into that bet type as well. So a second double trio, and that should get up to about 4 or 5 million as well.
OK, all right, let's have a look at the meeting details for Wednesday night at Happy Valley. This edition of Racing to Win, concentrating on two of the key races here in Hong Kong on Wednesday night. If you want to look at race by race, you'll find the individual race previews on the website as well, under the audio and video section. We're looking at races 6 and 9 on the programme. Class 4 over the 1650 and the final event, Class 3 over the 1800 metres. Jockeys not in action: Neil Callan, Jerry Chow, Tony Pacone and Blake Shin, all on the sidelines. Now, we'll start off with the Class 4 contest, 1650. This is race number 6. The field headed by More Than Enough, who was a winner over course and distance in this class. 2 starts back. Beaten favourite, though, last time out. Sincere Boy takes the drop-in class. Into this grade for the first time. Goes up in trip. Seaweed Fortune, they switch the blinkers for the visor. Good run, tough run behind Fearless Fire last time out. Chader Pins finishing 4th on his last 2 starts. Savvy Kingman coming out that same Fearless Fire. Seaweed Fortune 2nd. Savvy Kingman finishing in 3rd place. And down to All Best Friends, who's a winner in Class 5 over course and distance a few starts back, and Light My Day from barrier number 2. I'd imagine Heel will be rolling forward. All right, that's the field for race number 6. We can have a look at the speed map for the 6th event as well. And as far as the pace is concerned, Mark, I think it's one of those last names that I mentioned, Light My Day, who might find his way to the front.
I'd imagine so, Andrew, and he and Thunderstomp are horses that both like to race forward. There's nothing back in the field, Paul, that you can see troubling these two, and the tempo is set up good, which should help a big horse like Savvy Kingman, who likes to just bowl along. Yeah,
and he's got barrier 7, so he'll just want a little bit of pace on from Thunderstomp and Light My Day, so he can flick into that gap, as we can see there. Chader Pins has got back in a few of his runs, but he might be a little bit handier from barrier 10. He might have no choice but to go forward as well. Seaweed Fortune and Super Hong Kong are horses that do race well from the back, so they're likely to get back.
Yeah, Seaweed Fortune started a long wide run and sustained it last time and nearly won the race. We'll see that very shortly, so I'm sure they'll ride him as something similar to last time, Andrew.
All right, OK, before we have a look at a couple of the key races ourselves, let's take off or have a look at one of the fancied runners. That's Savvy Kingman, and hear from his jockey, Joe Moreira.
Joe Savvy Kingman, you've ridden him a couple of times now. He's yet to win a race. What needs to happen for that to change?
I just think he needs things to go his way. His last 2 starts, things didn't. At first, 2 starts ago, he was in front of the race. I was able to come across with him, and he got challenged from other horses, making sure the pace was a bit hot, so then he was a bit vulnerable at the finishing. And in the last race, he got horses get on his way, held him up. So he just needed things to go his way.
Did he get a bit shuffled back last time out?
Pretty much. Horses that actually had no much of a chance in the race end up being in front of him, and then getting him to be held up, which in my opinion that cost him the race. But he seems to be in a good form, very healthy and very straightforward kind of a horse. With a little bit of luck, he might be able to win this race.
So last time out he got shuffled back, but he still recovered well enough to get home for a placing. Would you like him to be up on the pace, or could you ride him further back?
As I said, he got held up, and then he finished the race. Actually, at the 600 meters, looks like he wasn't going anywhere, but he finished the race very strong. So he just needs to have the same kind of acceleration at the finishing. Being on the pace, being linear at the back, I don't think that matters very much. I think he just needs to have a smooth run through. If he's able to get a clear run from the 500 meters ahead, I think he's going to be very hard to beat.
There you go, very hard to beat then, Mark. That's a pretty good summary then from Joe Moreira. But Seaweed Fortune had a tough run. He did really well, and he finished in front of him as well.
He did come out around him too, Seaweed Fortune, and as we saw in that replay, he was hard-ridden at the top of the hill and kept coming. Not a lot went right for Savvy Kingman, Paul, but that's been the case recently for him. He's been beaten favourite at his last 2 starts. I actually thought Seaweed Fortune with his high speed late might get him again here.
Well, the thing is, the horse Savvy Kingman is a real momentum horse, and you can see he was stopped in his tracks a couple of times. He's a big horse. He needs to get a clear run. If he gets a clear run, he would have definitely finished in front of Seaweed Fortune, I've got no doubt there. And Seaweed Fortune's drawn 11, so he will be behind him once again.
Interesting to see how that plays out then. Let's have a look at a couple of the others. Ming Warrior, More Than Enough, and Thunder Stomp, one of our likely leaders, Paul. But Ming Warrior, this was a huge run from him, and certainly, or easily, his best effort so far.
Yeah, this is his 7th start, and he's got barrier number 1. He really got out into the clear and rolled home nicely there for 4th, and it was a good run from him. So of these 3, he's probably the one that I'd like the best.
Got More Than Enough in. I know he was a little bit disappointing in that race and faded, but he's been back to the trials. I just want to see Ming Warrior do that again and make sure it wasn't a one-off, but it was a very good run.
It was. All right, we'll keep moving then. Other horses to take note of, Mark. Well, here's Thunder Stomp once more, and again in a very similar position, which is thing for home. But Chater Pin, still a maiden after 9, but he's been 4th on his last 2.
He's an improving type, Chater Pins. Can't have Thunder Stomp. He and Like My Day are likely to get out with leads, and I think both of them will be vulnerable late. And horses from the back can get into it. Thus, Seaweed Fortune. Chater Pins, Paul has run 4th behind Far Far and Good Luck at his last 2. He's definitely improved and appreciated the drop in class back to class 4.
Yeah, he's definitely getting in there, and he's just drawn awkwardly in 10, so he's going to be a little bit further back than I'd like, I think. But look, I've got him in on a minor line.
OK, we'll go back here, Paul, to More Than Enough at the trial. So we just saw the race he was beaten in as favourite. Since then, he's had a little pipe opener on the all-weather.
Yeah, and it wasn't a bad trial here on the all-weather. The thing with this horse is he just doesn't put them together in a row. I mean, he won, and then I thought he was very disappointing behind Bright Kid last time. I mean, the trial was good once again. It's just whether he can do it again with 133 pounds. I'm not so sure.
He hasn't beaten much in that trial. He was given a pretty strong hit out. Found a spot for him in the top throw in that win 2 starts ago, and the fact he did run away from them. But the horse he beat Lotus favourites in that trial hasn't done a lot on race day. OK, all right. Looks pretty open, this 6th event, though, Paul. At the moment, our favourite is actually Ming Warrior. So punters thinking that it wasn't a fluke. Yeah,
but look, I'm going to go with Savvy Kingman here. I just thought, listening to Joe there, the big key with this horse is he needs his momentum. And if he gets that momentum and isn't stopped in his tracks, he's a big horse. I think he can just roll on and win. Seaweed Fortune was a good run. I've got him as the Quinella horse coming out of that same race. Super Hong Kong was a little bit disappointing last time, but prior to that, really caught the eye with a fast finishing run. And Chater Pins is slowly getting there, just drawn a bit awkwardly in barrier 10. So ended up with 7, 5, 9 and 6.
Went the other way, Seaweed Fortune. He is drawn out in barrier number 11. He's going to go back from out there, but the anticipated speed in the race is going to suit him. Think he can sweep down the outside and trouble Savvy Kingman again. Well, just like the constant tempo, the big horse. 5 to beat 7, 1 More Than Enough to run 3rd. He was good 2 starts ago, beating Regency Master. Then disappointing, trial was OK. And Chater Pins has found a home in class 4 and is an improving type. 5, 7, 1 and 6. We've all landed on the same 2 numbers. I've gone the same way as Paul, and actually, Savvy Kingman again. If he gets that clear run, it's the if, isn't it? But if he gets the clear run, I think he's the one to beat there. 7 and 5 for me. Part 2 of the show, we'll be looking at the final race on the programme at Happy Valley. That's race number 9, class 3 over the 1800 metres. Hopefully, we'll find time as well to talk about the weekend's action, the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup, and Courier Wonders back as well. This time, though, in a Group 3. Race 9 is next for us then at Happy Valley. Class 3 contest to finish the programme. 1800 metres is the trip, though, and a good field lining up as well. 12 of them head to post, headed by Sankon Sank, who's a 2-time winner here at the Valley, but both those wins over the 1650. Golden Spectrum is a course and distance winner. That's 1 from 16, though, overall. Zhengbai Chi won here course and distance. 2 starts back, runner over 2200 metres last time out. Dynamic Eagle should roll forward. He's had a good season, winning 3 times already, but those wins have come in Class 4 company. This is Class 3. Cheerful Days up in class for a last stop win over the 1650 here. Super Bella fairly bolted up in Class 4 company again, gets that class rise, won by 4 3/4 lengths. Fast pace is very consistent. Murray's Partners has won course and distance. His 3 wins, or his 3 other wins, though, have been over the 1650. Now,
We're going to have a look at the speed map for this one again, and this one being over the 1,800 metres. I think good to slow in the early stages, Mark. But again, we've got a couple of horses who definitely like a soft lead, find it by themselves.
So they do. World Famous has been to the trials and led up in that, and Dynamic Eagle did some work last time over 2,200 metres, and he worked up outside of the speed. Outside of those two, Paul, there doesn't appear to be too much that might want to go to the front. World Famous, they keep leading with him and he just doesn't find the line when they do it.
Yeah, I wonder what they'll do with him. Fast Pace is another one. He's drawn barrier number 8. He'll try and slot in. Now, the 1,800 metres is quite a kind start, but I think there's an option of going back with him as well if that doesn't seem to work out. And Super Bella is another one I thought might be a little bit more handier in the run. Maybe Golden Spectrum and Super Bella just flicked around there as well. So it looks like World Famous and Dynamic Eagle will lead. Bundle of Delight, another one that has gone forward in the past.
And he's unbeaten over 1,800 metres. Will get that perfect trip through on the inside. Dynamic Eagle can't do too much work in this grade either. He's yet to win from 26 goes in Class 3.
All right, we'll start off as we started with our previous race as well, and that's with Joe Moreira chatting to Ed at Trackwork.
Super Bella, Joe, were you impressed by the way he won last time out?
Very impressed. The way how he did, he gives us the confidence, even if he's up in class now, he should be competitive once again.
And you take on Cheerful Days, a horse that you've had a bit to do with. Was it your decision to stick with Super Bella here?
I was already booked to ride Super Bella because he won before Cheerful Days win. But I honestly think Super Bella might be one step ahead. With a little bit of luck, I might be able to finish ahead of Cheerful Days.
So just finally, Super Bella, obviously last start winner, that was his first win here in Hong Kong. Can he go on with it from here?
I believe so. When a horse wins as impressive as he did last time, you couldn't ask for much more.
There you go. Again, very confident Joe there heading into the race. So even if he had the choice, Mark, it sounds like he would have gone with Super Bella anyway. We just saw this, but let's have another look once more, because he was a maiden, as Ed mentioned, then coming into this race, but scoring by nearly 5 lengths. You know, it wouldn't be a big surprise to see him doing something even up in class.
And that was just his second go at 1,800 metres too, Andrew, so he appreciated the step up and he joined in very fast, and as you can see, he just roars away from them here at the 200 metre mark. Joe's been with him for a good 3 occasions now as well, and no wonder he's sticking with him, Paul. Look, this is a harder field this week. He's got the job done superbly. He might have been a horse that's just taken a bit longer to come up here in Hong Kong. Could
well have been. And look, the handicapper didn't miss him, did they? He went up 10 points, so he's still up in grade, but he's got a lightish weight there. And look, the way he won, there's no reason why he can't go on and do it again here at the bottom of Class 3.
Yeah, we ran 1:48.55. Standard for Class 3 is 1:49.4, so the time looks okay as well. Right, a couple more horses to have a look at here. We've got Zhang Bai Chi. Other ones to make note of. He's ultimately finishing second here. Golden Spectrum's tucked right in behind him. Got Dynamic Eagle. He's probably the key one to focus on here, Paul, because he has to work quite hard in the early stages. Murray Partners tucked in as well. So this is the early stages of this race over the 2,200 metres, but you can see Dynamic Eagle doing plenty.
Yeah, he is, and he was worked quite hard. He's been a horse in great form, though, hasn't he? He's had won 3 of his last 5 starts. He's going pretty well now. Most of his runs have been over that longer trip, but he did come back to 1,800 metres from 22 and win it, so he does like the 1,800. Zhang Bai Chi's one, I think, does need the 2,200 metres, so I didn't put him in.
I don't mind Golden Spectrum all coming out of this replay. I know he knocks up over the last 200 metres, but his record at 1,800 is very, very good. Zhang Bai Chi's in great form, but that 11 pounds that he carries extra since that win of 2 starts ago is going to make it difficult. Like Golden Spectrum out of the race, Dynamic Eagle, he trialled well between runs over 1,200 metres, but just worried about winning in this grade.
OK, that was the mighty Vincey winning that race there. A couple more to have a look at. Fast Pace, this is over the 1,650, so coming up in trip here, of which he's been very consistent this season, Fast Pace, and Bundled Delight, the other one to look out for, Mark out wide.
He's done a great job, Fast Pace, Andrew. Matthew Chadwick rides for Casper Founds. He has raced over the 1,800 metres here once before. He placed in that race. It was in Class 3 behind Zhang Bai Chi. He was beaten 2 lengths when Zhang Bai Chi absolutely smoked them that night. Bundle of Delight, Paul, he's unbeaten at the trip too.
Yeah, no, he is. And look, I think the 1,800, as you say, is really going to suit him. He got a little bit further back than he probably likes. But I agree with Andrew. I think Fast Pace has been such a consistent horse. He comes in with a light weight, so I think he can run really well in this race.
Yeah, you can see it was a wetter night that night at the Happy Valley as well. Good to firm. We were expecting it was good that night as well. Here he is again, Paul, at track work, Fast Pace.
Yeah, just thought I'd show this because he's only had the one gallop in between runs, so Casper's only given him the light work. But I thought it was a really nice gallop from him. That's him out in front of the two, and he's just going nice and easily. So he's a horse in good heart at the moment. I just thought it was worth showing.
OK, all right. We've got one more race, well, trial in actual fact, Mark, to have a look at here. And you touched on this horse before, World Famous, coming back from a little bit of a freshen up, possibly finding the front or sort of working towards it. Sankon Sank, the other one, out this morning.
Got Sankon Sank in, Andrew. Just a quiet trial here at Sha Tin. Now, this was over 1,600 metres, so they did cover the mile and a half in this trial. Just can't go World Famous. While they ride him in front, I know he's won over 1,800 metres at Happy Valley, Paul, but he gets to the front and they run over the top of him. Sankon Sank is certainly in just a really nice quiet trial from him.
Yeah, I don't mind Sankon Sank, and 1,800, he's only had the two goes on it, been placed one, so he's definitely one I've included, Sankon Sank. But look, I agree what you say with World Famous. He's just not in really good form at the moment.
OK, all right. Well, there's the evidence for you as far as selections are concerned, Paul. Super Bella, the market tends to agree with Joe at this stage.
Yeah, and I've got him in for second, but I just thought Past Face with his consistency, he'll get a nice run. The price looks wrong there. He'll start a lot shorter than that, surely, the 14. But I've got him on top to beat the favourite, well, the current favourite, Super Bella. Abundant Delight likes the distance, and we saw that nice trial from Sankon Sank. So 11, 10, 8 and 1.
Golden Spectrum, the two, Zach Purton on board. He is a one-time winner Golden Spectrum, and that was over 1,800 metres, off a rating of 75. Zach Purton rode. It's exactly the same combination here at barrier 4. Draws barrier 5 this week. It's the only minor difference. 11 Fast Pace goes in for second. That's a great price if it holds up. 14 and 3.4 for a horse that has been nothing but ultra consistent. Sankon Sank loves the Valley, and Super Bella was so dominant last time, but just over even money's a bit too short for him. 2, 11, 1 and 10.
I'm with Paul again. 11 and 10, my cue. Golden Spectrum in there for third place as well. Good finish to the programme there, the final events. All right, give us the overview of the card, though, Paul. We start off with a couple of Class 5s, Class 4 through the middle, and then 3 Class 3s to bring us home. Yeah,
I think the day starts, it could be good for favourite punters here. Red Majesty was quite impressive when he won last time. I think he can go on and win once again. Big Bang Bong, the old boy, let's see if he can turn back the clock, and hasn't raced for a while. I thought Baltic Whisper was a really well-rated horse. He got up to a rating of 92. He's in the 50s now. And he should be a decent price out for a Channer board from barrier number 2. Flaming Passion's been consistent. What a Legend downgraded. Savvy Kingman we've talked about. Spontaneous. What a great season he's had as well. So I think he could win once again.
He's had a really strong finish to the season, Spontaneous. Don't forget you can check out all the individual race previews on the website under the audio-video section as well. But of that group, Paul, who was the best of the night?
Well, the one I'm going to speak about now is Made the Best, which is Special M. I thought it was a great debut run from him. He got well back, he hit the line really strongly and finished a really eye-catching 4th. It was a good run from him. With that run under his belt, I think he's improved. From barrier 4, they just might be tempted to sit a little bit handier. So he's on top and he's the best. And Baltic Whisper from barrier number 2, Alfie Chan will take weight off his back. Such a well-rated horse, and I don't think it's a strong race. So I think he'll be a good each-way price. And race 3, number 2, Baltic Whisper. We'll do the play in that race. Baltic Whisper, oversubscribed and Happy Friends, numbers 2, 9 and 11. And race number 3, QQP.
We'll go race number 9 and Golden Spectrum. Zach Purton, Tony Cruz combined, 16 starts, just the 1 win, but it was exactly the same track distance rating as what he is on this week. So race 9, number 2, Golden Spectrum, comes back from the 22 to the 1,800 metres. The 1,800 is much better for him. And we'll go the long shot in the first, California Legend. He's on a class drop. He's from the 1,200 up to the 1,650. He's won off a rating of 36 in Class 5, but he starts in this grade this season. 3 starts, 1 win and 2/3. Keith Young takes the ride. Also for Tony Cruz. Play of the day, the informed Spontaneous to win again, coming up in class to beat the well-drawn Be Ready in a forecast. Race 7, numbers 7 and 2.
All right, best me. We was a beaten best bet last time from barrier number 3. He's drawn barrier 10 this time, so it should be harder. It might force Alexi Bedell's hand. He might find himself in front, and that could be a positive. So we go again. Sight Hero in race number 4, and we'll try a running double straight into Falcon Turbo. Takes the class drop here. Harry Bentley in the saddle for Tony Millard. All his wins have been at Sha Tin, but I think gets a lovely run just in behind the speeds. Been running behind horses like Valiant Dream, Winner Method, and Harmony and Rich on his last 3 starts, albeit well beat. unbeaten, but this is a little bit easier. Falcon Turbo and with Rhapsody, and Chikorita, who could run a race at a price as well, 1, 7 and 10. All right, that's Wednesday night, but Sunday is going to be a big day, guys. Mark, we've got the final Group 1 of the season, the Champions and Chater Cup. Exultant back to defend his crown.
He is indeed. Golden 60 has been well noted that he's bypassing this race, so Exultant absolutely gets his opportunity to win this Group 1 feature again on Sunday. Butterfield's coming up out of the Group 3 Queen Mother Memorial Cup. Both he and Panfield are engaged in the race, Andrew, and they've come here with strong South American form over 1.5 miles, so they're going to be guaranteed to get the distance. Columbus County's in the race as well. Time Warp, then you've got Packing, Waltham and Russian Emperor, another two like Panfield, which are coming out of the Derby heading to this Group 1 race.
What are your early thoughts on that, Paul?
It's interesting form lines coming together, isn't it? Those Derby horses, there's a little bit of a question mark after them not performing well in the last race they met up when Butterfield did win. Exultant, he hasn't been up to his best this season as well. So, look, this will be Exultant's chance to win, I think.
All right, and then we've got the Group 3 200-metre sprint as well with Courier Wonder, unbeaten in 4 starts so far. John Size electing to take this group route with him, Mark, and he gets in so well at the weights, this being a handicap Group 3. So horses, the Computer Patch, the Rattans, who all ran well in Group 1 company last time, giving him, what, 10, 12 pounds?
They do, and he's done everything that John Size has asked of him, Andrew, so it's great to see that he's been entered into this race on Sunday. He gets his opportunity against those horses you mentioned. Also, Duke Wise in the field. Skyfield and Fat Turtle also line up. Skyfield so good behind Wellington a couple of starts ago in Group 1 placed, Paul. So it looks a good clash at this early stage without having a closer look at the form breakdown. It might be a race between Courier Wonder and Skyfield and who's got the highest speed over the last furlong.
Yeah, look, the way Courier Wonder's been going, isn't he? He's just going straight to the top. That's what we've seen from him so far. Computer Patch, another one who's going well. That's in that race as well. But yeah, looking forward to seeing if he can measure up. I've got no doubt whatsoever he can.
Yeah, and he'll be trying to do something that Fantastic Treasure did on the weekend, Mark, and remain unbeaten for the season. Fantastic Treasure was fantastic. He's 5 from 5 and lowered Golden 60's class record in the process.
He did. He was one of the many record breakers there on the weekend, but knock off Golden 60 shows what a great potential he is as a racehorse. Unbeaten, now heads for a well-earned break, and full credit to Chad Schofield and David Hayes with the job they've done. He's a horse that just finds a way to win.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing him next season. He'll be straight into the 4-year-old series, no doubt.
Yeah, going towards the Classic mile, and that was 200 for Chad Schofield as well. So looking forward to him, looking forward to the weekend as well. But that's the show. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we see you Happy Valley on Wednesday night. We will be racing to win.